Oi, get ready for some peak Greg Tech content. So this is my base at the end of HV. As you can see, I've not started EV yet, although I really want to. We'll start over here. This is my algae pond, foundation of the base. I've used it one time. Chest full of algae. Where do I even begin? This is my sugarcane farm that I use to make sugar coke and steel in LV. As you can see, I've done partial automation on the BBFs. This is one of two things I've automated in my base, not including power. This is the other thing. This is my smeltery. I have pipes here that I can just portal onto the pipe and it'll continue casting. Chest of blood. Top of the smeltery is my rocket launch pad. I have a hole in my roof for it. I'm not sure if the fuel loader can catch fire and rain, but I put blocks on top of it just in case. I don't really like Thaumcraft, so you can see I added some zombie heads to make it stable. It didn't work. I had to destroy the ceiling twice to let flux scoop out. Partial enchanting setup, I cannibalized some of the bookshelves to make excavator. You know, you got Thaumcraft over here. I don't really like Thaumcraft, I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Periodic table containing all my materials. It works really well. Highly recommend it. Got the chemical reactor. That's surprisingly not very useful. You can see I've ripped all the hatches off of it to use for other things. Because I'm too lazy to make more. You know, vacuum freezer. Here we got HP machines, and those are my MV machines. I have chests set up for partial automation. I just swap around whenever. Jesky says the way I play this game is brain rot. I don't listen to him. I'm missing a chest here. Item magnet is the best item in this pack. If you don't believe me, then you're wrong. Cave noise. I just got done processing a ton of materials from the moon. I was putting off going to the moon for a while though. Look at some of the contents of my chests here. Circuits chest. Fantasy blocks. Clean room. Very nice. Windows to the nice stone view. Magic chests. Some leftover fluids. I have a lot of leftover cells from I don't really remember what I was doing, but I have like 600 empty cells that I don't need. Here's the rest of my storage for other things. You know, you got your clay and nether wart and whatnot. Duplicate drawers. Some mob statues. This is the rest of my storage. I lied before. Be really nice to have some kind of actual storage system. Water tank, which is exposed to air. Yeah, I got some holes in the ceiling. It's only been a problem once when a witch started throwing potions through this hole and then killed me from the wither effect. Speaking of the wither, I have this box over here that I used to kill it pretty often. I do have a Skullfire sword, that's why I hate Thaumcraft. It's not in here. You know, portals. This should keep the mobs from getting the rest of my base. Surprisingly, despite the holes, don't have a problem with mobs in here. This is a remnant of Stone Age. This is where I was going to build my base before I quarried this whole area in, I think, Stone Age to LV, or Steam Age to LV. So this part is from Stone Age and Steam. Nice little thing I noticed, if you drop out of your glider, it cancels fall damage. I mean, my boots do that too, but it's something I noticed. Took off my nano armor so you can see that I'm Space Miku. Very nice. So this is my power setup. I use trees from here. That doesn't belong there. Come through the item pipe, and then I make it into, wood tar. A tower of wood gas that I've depleted to make ethylene. It's the most important part of any base. I'll sleep so I can show my base better and forget that I have night vision. This is my random LV setup. I like swapping it out for LV machines from here. Centrifuge byproducts. Redstone that I can't be bothered to process. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what that is either. These are some leftover steam machines that I don't have a higher tier version of. Part of my power is still powered by steam for some reason. Very reliable steam oven. I didn't know I had that. Rock breaker, very useful. The quest book told me to cheat this in, so I did. Wood tar, oxygen. This thing was a pain in the ass during space race, or space age or whatever. Because I had to handcraft all of the stacks of ITNT. It took absolutely forever. And then, now that I've actually gone to the moon, I realized that you can bathe these bad boys in blood from the nether and get free gunpowder that you can use to craft powder barrels. Don't ask me to automate anything, I won't. This is the power setup I used all the way through MV. I'll show you in a bit, but it's solar boilers for steam. You got steam in there. Some steam multi-blocks I still use. This I basically use whenever something doesn't have a byproduct, like if I have a lot of iron bars to macerate. The way my storage works is that I keep certain elements in here and over there. Iron I used to keep as bars, but I made it into dust because I use it more often as a dust. I only use bars if I need the plates for something. And that's the rule for all these. Like these I frequently make into wires. All the other ones are more useful as dusts. Aluminum I keep as both a dust over here and as ingots over here. Just because. Rubber I keep in there, but also in fluid form here. Malachite's a really cool block, by the way. Shoutouts to Malachite. Shoutouts to women and minorities. I'm not gonna bother showing the dimensions, I don't have anything to show there. Nice 9 FPS, that's how I play this game. Let's go outside. I live in the side of a hill, and I forgot I had these. This was my storage during Steam Age. I used to live out here for some reason. This is remnants of the crop tower I destroyed. Here's the new crop tower. I meant to encase this in glass, but I've been putting it off. I can't walk up it due to the frame rate, but I have steak reed up there, and potatoes, and glowstone plants. I don't remember what they're called. I went and got all the gardens because I needed the healing axe. It's my best friend, and I keep it in my offhand. I have stuff to show up here, if the frame rate will permit it. I don't really know why this game runs so poorly, because I have a decent computer, but this is the power setup I use through MV. It's very reliable. I tried to power an HV EVF through only steam, and I ended up making PTFE in MV for pipes that could hold the most steam. Don't recommend that, it didn't even work very well. I'd wait like 3 hours for my entire tank to fill with steam and then use it on a couple recipes and then repeat. My percentage AFK time used to be 70% pretty consistently. Now it's 50% because of some kind of bug, or maybe they removed it, but I haven't seen myself go into AFK mode ever since updating to 2.8. So there's that. Thaumcraft is kind of annoying mod. It keeps spamming me with these purple messages. Ignore that. Over here you got the Crucible. Very nice tip I learned about putting micro blocks around it. What's this? That would have been useful. Got the sandstone desert over here. Busy quarrying that. I live in a very cool biome. Bamboo forest has 90% humidity, so it's really useful in terms of the water tanks. I forgot to mention this, but generally when I'm making stuff, I just rig up my setup in a way that's most convenient for it, and I just keep shifting the chests and stuff around. Like I put this water reservoir there to wash ores or something. Um, Here's the main attraction of my base. It's this burning oil pillar. Very cool. This was a mistake. Please load. Gudegu teku. Okay, now that I've shown all that, I want to show the base that I'm going to be using from EV onwards that I've been working for a while and just not using. It's hard to tell where I am because of the frame rate. If you didn't notice this before, it's there now. Whoa, wait, they're all spooky. So this is the giant flower base that I'm going to be using. It's just a platform for now, but I have basic power set up and a tank full of 41 million benzene. New periodic table here, and I've discovered catwalks so that I can actually access the whole thing. The other one I had to strip away the lanthanides and actinides because it would be too tall for me to reach all of it. But I've also added an extra row for stuff like ardite and other elements. This ladder's a pain in the ass to climb when I have electric boots of the traveler, or nano boots I guess, because I keep falling off. So yeah, basic power setup. I'm going to make wood gas and then also use it to automate pyro or polyethylene. And I use the cool pipes. Also there's this gigantic glass roof up there if you can see it, and you can see it on the map very clearly. Here's some of my statistics. For blocks, that glass roof is 35 million square blocks. The platform itself is 20k. Fantasy blocks are pretty cheap though. Some interesting stats. I don't think GregTech counts the crafts of these correctly. General stats, so I had 77774 damage taken before I started recording, and I tried to get it up to all 7s, and then, like, it wouldn't update, and then it was over it, so that's tragic. I died 94 times, but it's not as bad as my first GregTech playthrough that you could look to the sky and there was just like a rainbow sea of beacons, of death beacons that I just left. The rest of the stats. What's my playtime? Cool. That's mostly everything. I have a Steam area for this new base too. It's an expanded version of the old one. You got quadruple version of steam solar boilers and then LDPF or LDFP. And slideshow back to base. In here I have so many bookmarks because this is what I use to keep track of my current things I want to do. And there's a lot of things I want to do, but some of it's locked behind EV and the rest I can't be bothered to do. You know, I got 4 backpacks. And then these last 2, this one is for mob drops, this one's for space. And I think that's mostly everything. I don't feel very good, but I decided to record this now anyways, so I can move to EV, finally. Spodumene.